Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Steve Morley, UK Sales Director. It's my great honor today to introduce you to a new member of the team. He works for Zinzino Global. He's a doctor. His name is Mr. Collin Robertson, and he is the new scientific research specialist for Zinzino Global. Collin, great to have you on.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, good to be here. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on.
Collin, we met a few months ago. I thought he was a great guy. Obviously, you had discussions with the company for a while. I just got a few questions I'd just like to ask you to kind of introduce you to everybody. But really, I'd just like to know a bit about your background, how you joined Zinzino, why you joined Zinzino, and what your role is in Zinzino, if that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to that, Steve. And actually, before I go into the more kind of nuts and bolts of it, that meeting we had was a big part of what helped me to make a decision, because I'm all about the people that you work with, whatever environment you work in. A teamwork is not working with people, it's actually trusting people. And when we met, within 2 minutes, I felt like I'd known you for 10 years, Steve, and you were dead genuine and it was dead relaxed. And we sat off and we had a coffee, and, I really felt like I could ask anything. And so you were a huge part in what helped to shape my decision. But if we go into the nuts and bolts of it, really, I'm a researcher, and, traditionally sports science, exercise physiology, environmental physiology. But really, I've always had a foot in the health camp. So I worked for 5 years as a clinical exercise physiologist in a huge, big district, general hospital, working with people who are recovering from cardiac disease and heart attacks, cancer, musculoskeletal injuries, diabetes, you name it. I was working within a huge district general. And prior to that, I'd worked in fitness and sports performance. I'd already worked with national and and regional football teams, worked as a strength and conditioning coach, and had pursued a sports science and strength and conditioning undergraduate route until going to a master's, which was in nutrition, and then a PhD that was really looking at environmental physiology and again, nutrition. So across the span of the last 25 years, I've done everything from helping athletes to go to the Olympic Games and get medals, training people to climb Everest, row across the ocean. I've worked with special forces, different various military groups. But a real passion of mine has always been public health. And really looking at our society and looking at what's going wrong with it, and trying to help people to make better choices. So I've worked a lot in looking at how people can recover better from their cancer treatment, how we can reverse type 2 diabetes through better exercise, physical activity, and nutritional choices. And I haven't just done that, in isolation. We've set up registered charities here on the Wirral. I've been a part of the Greater Manchester's Health Innovations team. I've been a part of the city's Changing Diabetes team and forum. I've been a part of the Westminster Forum down in London. And I've been a part of the task group for Active Cheshire. So this isn't just me sitting here just trying to talk to people. This is really how I've structured my entire career. I've also worked as a research coordinator across Greater Manchester. I have PhD students of my own who are involved in a series of inquiries that relate to post-cancer treatment and care and exercise nutrition, all the way through to working with Premiership football teams. So research is at the heart of it. And what I found, particularly over the past 10 or 15 years, is what I was passionate about and what I was really good at was being able to look at the research and interpret that and make it so that people can use it. Because sometimes, you can go and look at a research article and you can just be bamboozled by it. And what I've really focused on is translating that for people so they can go, right then, here's what you need to do. So I've kind of got lost where I am in this. So Zinzino appeared on my radar because of all that, Steve. Back in early lockdown in April, a good friend of mine who had previously worked at a very high level with Under Armour and had moved across to working with Timberland and Napapijri, big global brands, but had some health issues of his own. I was here at home working away on a project about epigenetics, which is looking at, what food can do to us at a genetic level.
Yeah.
And I was working away on a project, and funnily enough, I was looking at omega-3, and I was doing this big project, and I get a phone call off Tony, and he says, "Col, I've heard about this product, and it's a heart sink moment for me, because over the years, people ask you about everything, and normally I go, I haven't got time for that, but Tony's had some health issues, and he's a good mate, and he said, look, I've heard about this product, Col. Would you have a look at it?" He said, "Because I think I should be taking it." That's what he'd been told. And I'm also interested in it from a business point of view. And I was like, okay, because it was Tony, I thought, right, okay. I said, what is it? And he said, well, it's about omega-3. So I went, all right, then. That's easy, because I'm working on that at the moment. So I put the phone down and went and had a look at this Zinzino. Never heard the word before. And I'm really skeptical about most things, Steve. I'm really skeptical. That's what us researchers do. We challenge everything.
Yeah.
So I started to go, right, well, what about this and what about that? And as I started to look at it more and more, I started to go, actually, this looks really good. And I've been crying out for it, Steve. For the problem I've had over the last 20 years is that most of what's available is rubbish. And people get sold snake oil. And they want to take things and they'll go, such and such told me this is amazing. And it's rubbish. It's just ultra processed, mass manufactured rubbish. And I've been, I've done TED Talks. I've been at conferences all over the world where I've said, we have the technology to do food really, really well. Why does no one do it? Why is everyone just looking at the bottom line, making rubbish and ripping people off?
Yeah.
And then I'm going through every page of Zinzino's website, and I'm saying, well, I bet you they're not, certified with like informed sport or informed. Yeah, there's the certifications. So I go on the website for informed sport and informed choice, and yeah, it's all kosher, all adds up. And then I started to look and say, well, who's informing this? So I looked at who the scientific board was, and then I started to go, okay, so there's real people behind this, and the claims the product were making made sense, and they were accurate, and that's a key thing, because more often than not, people make a supplement and they promise everything. A while ago, everyone was obsessed with coconut oil, and you were getting told, if you rub coconut oil in your hair, you're never going to go gray, and it all goes crazy. So I was really, really impressed, and I got invited along just to chat to people about the science. So there were people I knew who were involved now at Zinzino, and they were saying, Col, could you just come along and explain it just from a science point of view? So I wasn't representing Zinzino, I was representing the science. And I was meeting really, really good people. And for the first time, I was really confident in saying to people, you should take this. If we just talk about the balance oil for a minute, I was going, you should 100% take it. By this time, I had my wife on it, the children on it. I was like, you should take it. 100% you should take this. This will make you better at every level. And then that interest flipped, and Zinzino, they started to approach me and say, look, Col, we really like what you're about and what you do, and would you be interested in getting more involved? And what was really good, and apologies, this is quite a long story, isn't it?
Right.
What was really good is they said to me, we want to be best in class, and we want to make sure that everything we say is 100% true. We want to make sure that our products are backed by the research, that they are verified through the most rigorous research, that it all stacks up. And we're not interested in second place, and we're not interested in second best. It has to be that, or we're not interested. So for me, it was the offer was too good. It's a case to go, okay, then I've been chipping away. Despite being a member of these big groups and everything, Steve, you have limited success. The health statistics tell you how much success we're having. Things are getting worse. And for most people, the biggest problem is how they consume food, what they eat. That's the biggest problem. I promise you now, it really is. And then I saw the opportunity to make a real difference, to get behind a company with sound ethics that wants to change the health of the world. That's what drives this company forward, is let's make the world a better place. Let's make people's health choices easier. Let's give them really good stuff that can genuinely make a difference. So I had to think about it for about 2 seconds. You know, it was a case of that's what I want to do. I want to help people to live better lives, to be healthier for longer and have a better quality of life. And then every single person I met, from yourself to the people I went over to the head office back in September, every single person, you know, was just immediately a team player, really genuine, sincere, driven people. And I thought, this is where I want to be. This is how I want to do my bit. And it kind of made sense. You know, everything I've been working on for a long, long time, you see, well, here's an opportunity to put all of that into play, into motion, and start to help people to have healthier lives and better outcomes.
It's brilliant, Collin, and to have you as part of that team, and it's such a strong team with Henrik, Paul, Ida, yourself, and others. I mean, just the future for Zinzino is just extraordinary. And, you know, I remember meeting you thinking, wow, what a down-to-earth guy, because you just don't know what you're going to come up against, do you? And it was just amazing you're part of this team, Collin, amazing you're part of this journey with us. We are changing lives. We are growing exceptionally. And, you know, it's just a great company to work for. It really is. It's like a family company. Everyone works together, one mission, one goal. And to have you part of that is just another, you know, huge piece in that jigsaw puzzle for our development, Collin. So, you know, we'll leave it there. I can't wait to introduce you to the leaders in Zinzino, the customers and the partners. I think they're going to love you, and I think you're going to love them. And I really appreciate your time today, and hope to see you very soon.
No bother. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting more people and having the opportunity to speak to more people. Cheers, Steve. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.